Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, depending on what side of the pond you're on. And welcome back to the Across the Pitch third anniversary extravaganza. Today, we're back with a very, very special guest who is actually the first guest ever to appear on Across the Pitch, now making his fifth return back to the show. And a lot to catch up on. Since the last time that we talked to Scott Brown, he has retired from football and made his way into the agent side of things. And we definitely want to catch up with him on everything that's happened since the last time we talked. So first and foremost, welcome back, Scott. And how have you been?
Thanks, Phil. Thanks for having me, mate. Yeah, really good, to be fair, obviously. I've had a tough year breaking my leg and then asking to retire. And, wanted to obviously stay in football, but with the way my leg is, the coaching side of it really has to take another step back. And the football liaison officer, my agent, who obviously I've been with for 13 years, Lee Philpott, offered me the chance to go and work with him, and it's something I'm enjoying and get my teeth stuck into, and at the minute it's going really well, so I'll make that continue.
Well, that's excellent that you've been able to find work in the game after football. And let's actually, for those who don't know, let's go back a little bit. The last time that we spoken with you, you had gone on loan to Warrington Town, and you had really kind of found that you fit in there and were playing really well. And then you came back the following year and you were in your second loan stint with Warrington and, scored some goals and things were going real well. And then for those who don't know, I know it was back at the beginning of your career, you had what people described as one of the worst leg injuries that people had ever seen. You fought your way back from that only to have the exact same thing happen again. And I remember when it happened that I had seen on Twitter that you had the injury, and from what I understood, it took a while for the paramedics to get there, and we were all just kind of holding our breath and worried about you. And it just take us back and tell us about what happened at that point.
Yeah, it was tough, obviously. So, at Warrington, it's non-league, so the level, the standard of football it's competitive, but it's not like the level, obviously, I'm used to. So it was just closer to home, and obviously not playing at Harrogate. Paul Carden, the manager, obviously gave me the opportunity to come back and play, and I enjoyed it. The lads were great, it was a well-run club, and, they were competing to try and get into the next league, so it was something that I thought I could obviously play a part in. But obviously, I broke my leg, and I think they didn't have a stretcher available to get me off the pitch. And I had to wait 2 hours for the ambulance to come, and then...
Oh, man. Well, I didn't realize it was 2 hours. Boy, that had to have been a nightmare.
Obviously, I got in, and then they tried to get me beat off, but I was in too much pain, so they were giving me the morphine. And then obviously managed to get to the hospital, and then I had the operation the day later. To have the pins put in my leg with obviously the screws. But I struggled with it, to be fair. I had got infected, so I had to go back in so they could have another look at it. And then with obviously the COVID situation over here, Harrogate, were helpful. They were helpful, but obviously they said I could just see my own physio. So the gaffer, Coley, said I could use Matthew Donnelly, the club physio. So obviously he done my rehab with me, but my legs it's just not as strong as what it should be with the pins in, and I've lost. When obviously I broke the leg, done something to one of my nerves in my foot, so obviously 2 big toes, lost the feeling in them. And obviously still haven't got that back now, and that's obviously a year ago. So yeah, just struggled with it. And then obviously come to June, and I hadn't really progressed in the rehab for like a couple of months. So I just decided, the time was right to retire and try and obviously start a new career, but obviously the other side of the line.
So you said that it was the physio at Accrington that you were working with?
Yeah, Matty Donnelly, yeah. He was brilliant. Obviously we were in COVID and that, and he was letting me go round to his, and he was coming on bike rides with me and giving me all the rehab that he could, fit me in, and he was brilliant. Just obviously the level of the injury, and it was just too much for me to get back fit this time. But I knew it was going to be a struggle, because it took me like this part of 4 years when I done my left leg, when I was obviously 19, 20. So I knew, obviously, my age now, 36, doing it again, it was going to be a struggle to get back. And sadly, yeah, that was the end of it.
I know that it had to have been a difficult time for you, because I know that the last time that I talked to you, you had this sound in your voice that you were having fun playing football again at Warrington, and when I saw that you had the injury, it was like somebody punching me in the stomach for you, because I know all the work that you've put in, and how you've worked to come back through the injuries throughout your career. And I have to ask you, when the injury did happen, were you asking yourself, why did this happen again? I mean, I have to think that would be going through your mind.
Yeah, it was just, obviously it happened so quick, and I've gone to run with the ball in the middle of the park, and as I've gone to turn, I think the lads just come through the side of me, and yeah, I knew straight away I'd broke it. But obviously my first thought was to obviously get back fit and try and get back playing. But as time went on, I realised quite quick that probably wasn't going to happen, and I've had time to let it all sink in, and obviously, I've got good memories of playing football. I loved it. It's everything I wanted to do, and I've got good memories, some good achievements, and when I look back, I'm proud of what I've done playing football.
Well, I would say that you've given some absolute fantastic memories to the Accrington fans, and of course myself, because every time that I talk to somebody about that League One championship, or to be the League Two championship season when you guys got promoted to League One,
yeah,
and everybody just talks about what an instrumental role that you were in the midfield, and how the leadership that you provided and your experience was a lot of what helped the team get through to the next level. And that season is just among the amazing things that happened throughout your career. But also in terms of this show, I mean, here we are celebrating 3 years on the show. We're only about 300 streams away from 50,000 all time, and I just want to say that it's incredible. And if you had not been willing to take the chance to come on and be our very first guest, we wouldn't be here talking today. And I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come onto our show back then, and really giving us credibility by coming on and talking with us.
No, honestly, thank you very much. The pleasure's all mine. I'm delighted that the show's done so well, and long may that continue. I listen to a lot of, obviously, the podcasts, and when you get the lads on, and the Gaffers one was brilliant, Jimmy Bells, they're all good, and long may that continue, and wish you well with it.
Well, thank you. And yes, when John Coleman and Jimmy Bell have come on, they've been absolutely brilliant, and we've loved being able to tell the story of Accrington and get on not only the current players, but get on guys that have played in all the way from the 70s and 80s, and people that played in John Coleman's early years, and none of that would be possible without what you started. But let's get back a little bit to what you're up to now, because it was in July that you finally made the decision to hang up your boots, and then you got involved with the agent side of things as a football liaison. So tell us a little bit about your after football career and how that's going.
Yeah. So it's good at the minute. Obviously, I share I think it's 5 or 6 plays with Lee. He's been brilliant for me. Like, obviously, the transition from being a footballer into something else, it's quite tough, but he's been really supportive, and, he's helped me along the way. And, at the minute, we've got 5 or 6, good lads together who, are doing really well. All of them, to be fair. So, it's going well, and it's different, but I'm determined, and I've got like a good mindset on me, and I want to do the best that I can. Obviously, it's not playing football anymore, so this is the next best thing, and I want to be successful. So I'll give it everything I've got. But as you were saying before, like, obviously coming on and speaking to you 3 years ago, I think you'll find with every footballer, they've all got a different story to tell, and it's. Mine's obviously come to an end now, and I'm starting something new, and that'll be the same with the players along the way.
Well, I don't look at it as
hopefully, that's what I mean. Just hopefully my job now is to guide them players and, try and make them learn from, mistakes I've made, or help them in situations where, they might need advice or anything like that. Really, that's what I want to give back to them. I think that, the player liaison officer, I think that's something I can do well in.
Well, that's fantastic, and I wouldn't look at it as an end, but really as a new beginning. And going back to what I was saying about Accrington and what guys like Callum Johnson, for instance, have said to us about what an important role that you played in helping the young players at that club. And I really do feel like, this is going to be a fantastic fit for you. And with, all of everything that you've gone through in your career, both successes and adversity, certainly with the serious injuries, nobody has had more adversity than you. And you're going to be able to, share that experience with young guys. If somebody, for instance, goes into a bad injury or something like that, you'll be able to have that experience of having been there. Or if somebody is, joining a team that's got a shot at a league title, or something like that, you've been there before. It's just like you said. I mean, you've got 18 years of experience. I think we counted 15 different clubs. So you've seen a little bit of everything, and can really tell these young guys what they need to know.
That's exactly it. Yeah, obviously from my life experiences, I can relay information back to them, or give them advice in situations they find themselves in. So as I say, at the minute it's going really well, and hopefully it's going to get better, and just time will tell, won't it? But I'm willing to learn, and willing to be there for people. So I think I'll do all right at it. But no, honestly, I want to say thank you very much for having me on the show. And as I said before, I'm made up that it's doing so well. And long may that continue. And hopefully, I'll be back on again.
Oh, well, of course, we will always want you to be a part of the show, and we always consider you to be a part of the Accrington Stanley family, and we're always going to want to know what's up with you, and continue to follow your career wherever you go, and certainly wish you success as you continue with the football liaison position. But before we did wrap up, I did just want to ask ask you real quick, what are your long-term goals? Are you looking to become a sports agent? Are you looking to maybe get back into the coaching side of things at some point? Do you have kind of a 5-year plan, if you will?
Yeah, no, do you know what? As I say, just the transition from obviously being a footballer into something different is quite tough, and your mind just thinks like there's that many things that you want to do, which obviously, once you look at, do you want to become a manager? Do you want to become an assistant? Just a coach teaching kids? There's loads of different things that you can put your mind into, but as I say, we spoke to Lee, who's been my agent for 13 years. And he said, like, I think you'd really be good at this position, and I'm enjoying it. So right now I'm just trying to focus on the players that I've got at the minute, and obviously if I can add a few more, that'd be brilliant. But at the minute, it's going well, and I just want to try and build on what I've started now and see where that takes me before I try and think of anything else going further. But as I say, with football, and it's a big industry, and I've got loads of friends in football, and something might come up somewhere further down the line, or opportunities might present themselves, and with football, anything can happen with football, anything.
Well, that's excellent that you have the 18-year relationship like that to build on, because that's so important that if you're going into a new industry that that, or actually a new position, I should say, that that you can trust where you're going to, and it certainly sounds like that's the situation for you, and I have absolutely no doubt that you're going to be successful at whatever you do, because like you said, everything you go at, you're going to work your hardest at it and try to be the best at it that you can be. And I know whether it's as an agent, whether it's as a coach, or if it was completely outside of football, that you're going to be successful at whatever you do. And of course we would
appreciate that. Thank you, mate. Appreciate that.
Of course. And we would, of course, love if, you pop back up in Accrington in some role in the future. I think that would make us, just as thrilled as we could be. So we'll put in good words for you over in Accrington. We'd love that. And, just to hear things like when you said that you were able to go back and work with Accrington's physio after your last injury, that really just shows that they're the kind of club
that's the level of the club. Yeah, they are. As I say, Accrington full of amazing people right through the club, from the gaffer, from the chairman, right the way through. And I've got a good connection there. And as I say, when I broke my leg, the gaffer texted me straight away, and he basically said, if you need to use their physio or anything, I'm more than welcome to, and I did. So can't thank him enough. To be fair, the gaffer's done a lot for me in my career, and he's a good man.
That's brilliant. Well, Scott, it's been absolutely brilliant having you back here for this 3-year celebration, and every year we will definitely at least reach out to you when we do the 3-year celebration. But I really want to make sure that you're a regular guest on this show, and that we'll keep up with you wherever you go, and keep hearing your story of life after football.
Brilliant, Phil. Thank you very much, mate. Honestly, I really appreciate everything, and I wish you well. I'll speak to you soon.
Absolutely. Great wishes to you and your family, and have a great cold winter up there, and stay warm, and try to stay clear of that snow. And we'll talk again soon. Have a great one, Scott.
You take care, mate. Bye, mate. Bye, mate. Bye.
Cheers.